I'm Sam Monday. I'm a research assistant at Southampton University. I work in the chemistry department in the AI network, and I work with anything to do with data, machine learning, and AI with an application to chemistry. Data Revival is a full end-to-end data structuring and retrieval AI system that brings information from a variety of different sources together. It aims to shorten the distance between a user, a scientist, and the information that they need to carry out their project. It's been designed to take unstructured data from a variety of sources and turn it into a structured, useful, and efficiently accessible source of information. It also, and this is a key aspect, will take the chemistry or the science and extract that in the context that the science was done. It will liberate the key chemical information and the key context that either the science or the work sits in from any of that. The real science is hidden in the chemical structures that a scientist draws, or in the tables and the graphs that they put into their work. And Data Revival will take that information from those sources that tell a much, much richer story about the science that was going on than just the words that accompany them, and really allows a user to build the foundation of knowledge and data to go on and use AI systems or machine learning systems, or even just a user to be able to access that information and read it in one place very efficiently. Data Revival can extract almost any kind of data. So whether that is physical and resides in lab books, or whether it's on PDFs, Word documents, PowerPoints, on IT systems. The real use here is that not only do we take in typewritten words, but we can find on a page where handwritten notes might have been drawn and written. And we can find on a page where tables and graphs are and chemical structures, and we can turn all of that rich information that isn't textual into something really useful and really powerful for the end user. The reason the technology that I've developed at Data Revival is so groundbreaking is because it allows a user and an organization to tap into all of their knowledge and information that is currently laying unused, meaning that organizations can get products to market quicker, they can share information more effectively, and they can solve whatever it is they need to solve in their projects in a much more efficient manner. Our vision for Data Revival is to, I suppose, be sort of the Google for lab books, to leverage the potentially decades of humanity-changing information that is currently trapped in hard-to-access sources, and put that information at their fingertips so that they can go and solve some of the big problems that we face in the world today. The origins for Data Revival came from a project I was involved in that was a collaboration between the University of Southampton and an industrial partner. And the idea was for them to be able to take new products to market faster and much more cost effectively. We found that by just taking data, we were losing really important context. So I went away and I developed the start of Data Revival. And because of the speed with which Data Revival allowed us to process the information, we were able to find 3 new products that service the requirements of the market that we were looking at, and one of which has been taken forward to potentially come to market. Data Revival's been focused on the chemical industry to date, and that's because it's a really hard problem to crack. In order to be able to extract chemistry in context is really difficult, but really important. Humans are really good at it because we're very good at chemistry, but up until this point, machine systems haven't been quite able to do it. But we've done quite extensive market validation, and we canvassed over 135 different organizations in 20 different sectors across 9 countries, including ones where note-taking is prevalent, such as education and health, because it's so difficult to extract that type of information, but it's also so important. But also going into oil and gas, where there is a huge problem with unleveraged data. I've also looked into law and accountancy, and even industries as diverse as the construction industry. And what we found was there was this idea that information wasn't being used quickly, and that it was currently residing in places where people couldn't effectively use it. And the problem is very, very similar to that in chemistry, it's just framed slightly differently. We've tested Data Revival out in the world, and we've tested it against other sort of maybe similar softwares, and we're one of the best at being able to extract unstructured information no matter the structure that it takes on the page. And actually, we've been speaking to some NASA rocket scientists who have said recently that we're doing far more advanced work in this area than they are. When it comes to being able to turn chemical structure that is on the page into things like smile strings or computationally useful structures, we are in the upper quartile, and we are continually developing our processes so that we do become the best in the world at this. And why are we one of the best? Well, it's the speed with which we can process these, but it's also the accuracy with which we can process them. In order to take data revival forward, I'm looking for investment so that we can expand the team and improve the capabilities above and beyond what data revival can already do in order to make it market ready. I'm also looking for mentors to collaborate with, to guide me through this process of taking data revival to commercialization, and then beyond that to allow us to and help us to grow into a company that can really provide value for the customers that it interacts with. If any of this sounds of interest, please do get in touch, because I'd love to share more about what we're doing with you.